Hey there, welcome to day 1030 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here at your service, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. In 2017, I had the opportunity, as part of my divorce, to divest myself of all of my real world off the internet businesses, and I had the chance to explore and find out what this whole internet business world is about. So I'd heard some things, I'd seen some things. I hadn't really learned much about it. I dabbled a little bit, participated in some online things, but not very many because I was so busy doing my offline world things. And I had the chance to do that. Something I've always been curious about. I always wanted to do. And I thought, okay, I'm going to jump on and see what I can learn. And over the last couple of years, I've learned a ton. I've made so many mistakes, and it's hard to admit that we make mistakes and we screw things up as we're building business and doing things, especially after over 4 decades of doing it offline. I mistakenly believed that I would hop online and it would be hunky-dory easy because, you see all these yahoos making stuff up and just flash in the pan stuff to make a lot of money fast. And I thought, well, if they can do it, I can certainly do it. So this is my place where I document what I'm doing, what's working, what's not working, what I'm working on, mistakes I've made. And I call this one Rampage because I just shared in the No Nonsense November tool of the day, Rampage of Desire. Now, some people call it Rampage of Wants, Rampage of Gratitude, Rampage. You can do a rampage of anything. Now, I learned this from Esther and Jerry Hicks and the teachings of Abraham. After I studied and did some things with the law of attraction and all kinds of other gurus, right? There's a gazillion people that you can learn personal development and personal growth things from. And this happens to be who I learned this rampage of anything from. And I think they did Rampage of Gratitude, but they might have done Rampage of Wants too. I can't remember. Anyway, I do Rampage of Wants or Desires. And in our exercise today, I combined that with something I learned from Lynn Grabhorn, an exercise for taking the things that we want and putting them in categories. Number one, I used to do lifetime, long-term, and short-term. And then for this exercise, you do really, really want, sort of want, and then just a passing thought. Hey, I saw this, I wanted it. I saw a fur coat, I decided I wanted a fur coat. I saw a red Ferrari, I decided I wanted a red Ferrari. Those are passing thoughts. I saw my distant cousin 6 times removed won the lottery. I want to win the lottery. Just a passing thought. So we talked about that. And then we talked about rating each of these wants, making a list of them, and then going through and rating each of these wants in 5 categories, which was really an enlightening and self revealing exercise. You rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 in terms of how, I can't remember what they are now. Let me cheat and look. How guilty or ashamed this want makes you feel. So how guilty or ashamed do you feel that you want to win the lottery? How guilty or ashamed do you feel that you want to build a $1 billion business? How great or how guilty or ashamed do you feel that you want to beat your competition? Anything. But on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being not guilty or ashamed at all, 5 being super duper guilty or ashamed. The other thing then is unethical or sinful. How unethical or sinful do you think this particular want or desire is? How the third is unworthy or undeserving. How much do you think you do or do not deserve? And it's not whether you really do or do not deserve, because anything you want and can imagine, you absolutely positively 100% deserve, as long as it doesn't hurt other people or really harm other living beings. You are entitled to want and desire that. The 4th category is discouraged. How discouraged on a scale of 1 to 5 are you about your situation of what you want compared to where you are with respect to that want right now? If you almost have achieved what you want, you probably aren't very discouraged. You're probably a high 4 or 5. Hey, I'm not, oh no, a 1 or a 2. You're not discouraged at all. But if you've been working on it for 20 years and you don't feel like you're getting any closer to being a billionaire or building a $1 billion business, you might be a 5. You might be super duper discouraged. And then the 5th category is, how truly excited are you about this want, about this thing that you say that you desire on your list? So I think that is a very valuable exercise because it showed me hands down that I personally have conflicting beliefs and conflicting feelings about each of the things on my wants list. Otherwise, they would be a straight across the board 1, 1, 1, 1, and then a 5, right? I would be truly excited to the max about the things on my want list. And when I did this exercise in the last couple of days, I found I didn't give myself a 5 on truly excited about anything. So what does that tell me? That tells me a whole lot about myself that I need to work on and learn. Because if I'm not truly excited about it, I'm not going to go for it with 100% of my committed effort, am I? So I'm re-looking at that and re-examining, looking at what I learned from doing the exercise and saying, all right, I see what this has shown me. Is this what I want? Or are there some shifts and some things that I'm going to do to change that? So that was No Nonsense November today. Getting ready, of course, for the 5th and final Get Up and Go Challenge on the Get Up and Go Challenge page and in the Get Up and Go Challenge group for the month of December. December 1st, we'll launch and we'll take off for our last and 5th free Get Up and Go 30-day challenge this year. And I still think that we're in a world of upheaval and confusion and doubt, worry, and fear and nonsense in at least the United States right now, with the pandemic, with our political environment, and with our news media feeding into people's fear and just, putting out misinformation and lies. It's really frustrating to be a person that doesn't watch the media and sit back and watch all of this craziness go on, and to see how manipulative and how wrong it is, and how many people it's actually harming. I see even in my own family, one of my nephews is just totally been indoctrinated by the media. He doesn't have any information about anything, but he watches the media, and he has become just really angry and vile toward other people in the family. Not because we aren't all the same people and don't love each other, but because of the lies and the nonsense he has been being fed and brainwashed with for the last 4+ years, probably the last 15, 20 years, but especially the last 4, and especially during the COVID-19 lockdowns. It's just been incredibly sad to watch how people that have been friends for life and family members for life are falling away and not dealing with one another, or not dealing with one another in a loving, kind way like we should, because guess what? We're all loving, kind, amazing human beings, no matter what's going on outside of us and is being manipulated. So anyway, I thought that was a really fun exercise for that. And Get Up and Go Challenge, it's all about making sure and guaranteeing that you're better off after you've experienced a change or a challenge than before you do. And COVID was the perfect lead into this. I've been doing challenges for decades now, sharing them for at least 2 decades. And, now everybody's online doing them as marketing ploys, which is fine. It works for marketing, but we need to remember to realize that what we see isn't always what we get, not only in every area and aspect of our life, right? We need to use our intuition and our gut. We need to say, does this feel right? Is this what I really want to do? Or am I just going through someone's sales process and marketing process and being indoctrinated into it, and literally on a mini level being brainwashed to make decisions and choices that may or may not be right for me? Now, maybe they absolutely positively are right for you. I buy stuff all the time that I've been marketed to, but it's always through a filter of, does this make me feel better and lighter? And is it really the right thing for me right now? Sometimes we get pulled astray in different shiny objects and toward the new, latest, greatest thing. And sometimes we need to say, no, I don't need to learn that myself. Somebody else can do that for me when the time is right to do that for my life or my business. Fun challenge today was about taking it easy again, and the song Take It Easy kept playing through my head as I read that and was thinking about it this morning. And now I think that song will be stuck in my head all day. I promise not to sing it out loud unless I'm home alone and the dogs are the only ones that are going to whine and bark. But take it easy, because when we're taking it easy, when we're not trying so hard or forcing things, that's when our biggest inspirations and our wisest, most groundbreaking aha moments and realizations can come to us, is when we're doing something else. When I'm cooking or when I'm sleeping, those are probably 2 of the times when I'm out for a walk in nature, those are the times when I get my biggest ahas, or I might get my realizations about, oh my God, I've been looking at this all wrong. Things like that. So fun challenge. Supersize Your Business was about chicken feed today, which was pretty interesting one. I think that I'd never given chicken feed that much thought as I gave it today, getting ready for the chicken feed discussion on our idiom for Supersize Your Business. Summit, I already decided yesterday I will be working on framing out and implementing and putting the challenge summit, all of the details of that. I'll be doing that as part of the Get Up and Go challenge for December. That'll be my big project, my big thing that I'm working on as I go through all the different aspects of sharing that with you. And so I want to show people you can use that to create a project on purpose, as well as to deal with a challenge or a change that comes your way that you didn't choose or didn't control. You can actually choose the challenge that you want to experience and use this process for that as well. So that, I think, will be a fun, different twist on the Get Up and Go challenge, although it's been different every time, right? Last time we added a tool a day to it, which is part of why one of my participants recommended, hey, just do a tool a day for the month of November. And so that's what I've been doing. I'm trying to do a tool that's different than the tools I cover extensively throughout the challenge, because I'm going to do a tool a day again in December, because I think that was so powerful and so helpful. But I'm also going to do it as a, hey, you're choosing a project or a challenge. That's how I'm going to approach it as I go through this time, versus something like COVID being foisted on you. And now all of a sudden you don't have a job, you don't have a livelihood, you have to change the way you do business to something different than you've ever done before. Those are things that are thrust upon us, and we can not only accept those challenges, but we can create our own challenges and our own opportunities. So I think it'll be a fun, different twist going through it in December. Thanksgiving week. So I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do and who's going to be around for Thanksgiving. I have no idea. Right now, my son-in-law and daughter are out in Colorado. He just passed his journeyman's lineman test in Utah. So I think they're on their way back home, but I'm not 100% sure. Son, everybody else, I mean, people that we haven't seen, we're not supposed to be in contact with, I guess, even in Wisconsin. So we'll see. I don't even know. I'm not following what the new latest, greatest guidelines are, but I would only have the people that I've been seeing all the time over anyway, you know, my kids and maybe my granddaughter. I don't know how that'll all play out. We'll have to see. But I wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I'm sure we'll talk about it more this week. Anything I can help you with, any questions, any thoughts, any concerns, want any more information on anything I mentioned here today, just hit me up in the comments below or direct message me. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow for day 1031 of what I'm doing as I go from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. Have an absolutely awesome day.